And this is a video review of the Transformers Studio Series number 72, Starscream from the Bumblebee movie. So, I picked him up yesterday at my local Big W. He wasn't really scanning at the cashier, but the girl at the cashier was good enough to help me out. So, yeah, here he is. First off, let's take a look at the packaging. It's the standard Studio Series packaging. As you can see, there's an image of Starscream in robot mode, same. Zoomed into his face, same image here as well. At the back, figure in the robot and vehicle mode. The only thing it says on the bio is Cybertron Falls. Also included is this set of instructions. It's kinda not as clear as the other ones just because it's way zoomed out. I mean, and my eyes are really bad. I'm wearing glasses now and I'm really having a hard time. Maybe for you younger collectors there, it'll be a bit better, but not bad as well. His wave mate is apparently Hot Rod. Again, he's the one I saw on the shelf right beside him, so I assume it's him. We also get this nice backdrop which portrays that battle scene from that Bumblebee movie in Cybertron. So pretty cool. Not as cool as the 86 movie backdrops, but what can you do? Now let's take a closer look at Starscream. Now let's take a closer look at the accessories. First, it comes with these two black blasters. It has two pegging points there and there. Take a look. Let me just hold it from here so you can see. There's a little bit of molded detail, but it's, you know, it's kind of small and the all black, so it just blends in. But it's not bad. So there are two pegs, one there, one circular peg, and one flat peg there. The camera was to focus on Starscream just because of all the detail. Now, unfortunately, you cannot peg it on the arm, so it has two pegs but no peg holes there. So the only place to peg it is there. You peg that as well in the flat peg there, but that's for the vehicle mode. So in robot mode, it pegs here. Not too bad. But yeah, missed opportunity. I wish he could peg it on his arm. The other accessory is this blaster, which is very reminiscent on the one we got from Blitzwing, but upon closer inspection, they are totally different molds. So Starscream's is a little bit bigger, and it's molded in blue plastic with the tips painted black, which is nice. This is gray with gunmetal. I actually prefer the paint scheme on this, but this one is actually more accurate to the movie. So yeah, even the pegging ports are different. So this one has a flat peg and the circular peg that integrates with Blitzwing's arm. This one only has that circle peg, and this one integrates by just, you know, peg it on his hand. Now it does stay there, but it takes only a little bit of nudging to pop off, so it's not very playable. But you know, if you have him in your shelf, it won't fall off. Just remove it because it's gonna pop off anyway. So let's take a closer look at Starscream here. First thing you'll notice is he has a lot of gunmetal, and that really stands out. So if I put him here on the camera, right, he looks like a deluxe figure, just because the gunmetal makes all the details pop. And that's true for the head as well. So as you can see, all the details on the head and the face just pops because of the gunmetal, which is cool. At first, I thought these pylons would be stickers, but no, the details are popping out just because of the gunmetal coloration as well, which is cool. Now going down, all the detail carries through. There's semi-transparent plastic here. There's a little bit of molded detail, but it gets killed by that yellow peg there. It's not too bad. The exhausts have all those molded details. Again, molded details popping out because of the gunmetal on the arm. It's really cool. It does have this, you know, it pops out for transformation to make him look similar to Blitzwing. more gunmetal there. And I like the wider profile on the legs. It's more accurate. I think even Blitzwing CGI has these wide profiled legs. That didn't carry over in his vehicle robot mode, unfortunately. And then the feet, they do have those circles, which is accurate. From the side, the head and the wings are, separated a bit. So it's really up to you whether you want to make him stand up with the wings straight and the head slightly forward, or more straighter with the wings swept back. Again, that's up to you. I don't think there's any official way of doing it, and we didn't see him long enough in the movie to know which one is the official stance anyway. Now looking at the wings, is wind swept out. Unfortunately, on my copy, this one is loose, so it doesn't want to stay up. It will, but gravity takes its toll and it will fall off. From the back, I'm actually surprised that he has Decepticon symbols. That's very rare on these Studio Series figures, but it's prominently placed, nicely placed, so I don't mind it. It's just really cool, and it's very nicely painted as well. Very clean back, as you can see. That's the tip of the jet nose cone. Now let's do some comparisons. Now first off, here he is with Earthrise and Siege Starscream. So, I mean, most notable detail here is that the fact that they're, very similar in design. Only this one was made closer to, how a realistic Starscream would look like. Realistic. So yeah, really, really nice. We'll take a closer look more at the vehicle mode, especially for this one. But that's how they look together. Now here he is beside Blitzwing. Now at the beginning when I opened him, I was like, oh, I like Blitzwing better. But now that I've been looking at him for a longer time, I think I prefer this one. I don't know if it's the paint or the more accurate, because his profile is more accurate to the movie, to be honest. But yeah, they're both great figures. So let's take a closer look. So the head designs are different, which is appropriate. We know Blitzwing's head is like this in the movie, and Starscream's that, so it's fine. It's a lot of common design elements, but one thing is, if you pause the video there, try to find any common parts. You won't see any common parts. All of the parts are unique between these two, which is cool. Totally, almost the same robot modes in terms of look. No common parts. Totally different transformations. Just, really cool. From the side, that's how their profiles look. As you can see, this one has a more flatter profile. And from the back, again, I wish this thing stood up. But yeah. That's how they look together. So really cool. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out. They wanted to make the design very coherent between the two. So look at these nose cone design. Just look at the design there. Now look at the design here. It's the exactly same design element, but they don't share. Even this nose cone is a different piece. Look at the front of the nose cone. So yeah, they tried to make Blitzwing and Starscream look almost the same in terms of molding, using totally different parts, which I think is very cool. Now, in terms of articulation, I thought we'd compare with Blitzwing, just because people will want to compare him, right? So for the head, the stern, there's a little bit of tilt, not too much. This one also turns, but it has a little bit more tilt, so it does look up. So you can put him in the pose where he flies towards you. This one not so much. So that's one slight gripe. In terms of the arms, goes all the way around, out, and then more than 90 degrees. So let's compare this one. This one is very similar in terms of articulation. Although that thing, that problem there. Goes all the way around, out, and double hinge. So I think while this one's double hinge is okay, I think this one looks the same, looks better on an aesthetic standpoint. So I think in terms of that, they're pretty much equal. Now for the legs, it goes all the way out, forward, back, hinge, and a little bit over 90, as well as pivot. But this one has the additional front and back a little bit. Now comparing it with this guy, out less, forward the same, back the same, 90 a little bit less, and pivot. So all in all, I think their articulation is almost identical. Oh, they both have slight waist joints as well. Not very useful, but you know, it's there. This one is a little bit better. So in terms of articulation, they're almost the same. I wouldn't even you know, nitpick on the slightly better elbows and slightly better knees. They're almost the same. When you pose them, you won't notice the differences. So, but yeah, that's how they compare. Okay, so to transform him, this transformation is a little bit more complex, just because his, you know, his vehicle mode is not your contemporary jet vehicle mode. But let's go through it. Then the instructions doesn't help at all. So first thing you do, let's just do some cleanup. So this crotch piece, push it down. These side, these side things, just push it all the way down. The hands, fold them up, and that gets us ready for the transformation. Now first thing you do, these panels on the legs, you open them up like so, and then you flip this out, lift the hands, or rather lift the hands like that. Now these feet, you just rotate up, and then that side tab there will go rest in that slot, and then you just rotate them in. Flip this around. Let's leave that for now. For the top of the body, just lift this out. There's little clearance here, but you know, it will fit. Go. Now we open this up, and then the nose cone we just extend, and then it does tab. So there's this flat peg, the slots there, so just snap it on. It's a bit tight. Okay, now these arms, they are pegged there, so there's the hinges there. You can see, you just unflip that. That is a bit tight on the first few tries, a bit scary actually, first few tries, but after a while it just loosens, so that's good. Okay, you rotate this all the way to the back, leave that for now. Now what you do is these arm panels, you rotate the hands first that way, and then you rotate that in. This tends to pop out, just put that back in. It's not in a mushroom peg, it's just actually pegged there, which is unfortunate. You rotate that in. The instructions clearly say that there are some pegs. There's one peg here that pegs on the other side, but for the life of me I couldn't find any of those pegs. So let me just pause the video and here, see, it says right on this hand there is a peg in the slot, right? For the life of me. So that's the hand. Where's the peg? There's no peg. So yeah, right, no peg. There is a sort of peg hole gap there. There's no peg. So anyway, I don't know, maybe they removed it, I don't know. So let's just continue. So you do that, then just let them rest together. I mean, it doesn't hinder the transformation not having that peg, but it's just weird that the instructions reference something that they removed. Okay, So to continue, these two just peg together and then rotate it down. This one just rotate it to the back. And what you want is to have these oriented that way. Well, we'll know later on. Now the wings fold down. Now there are pegs at the top of the elbow there that will slot in there. So that's the target. We try and peg that in. So let's try to peg that in. And that will tell you that you're in the correct position. If I can actually see. I don't know if I apologize already, but my voice is very hoarse because of the cold. We're just getting into winter here in Melbourne, and my body's having a hard time to adjust. I always have these colds right before winter. Why is it not pegging? There you go. It's because I cannot see there. So how it's supposed to be is it's pegged there, and the nose cone where Starscream's head is should rest on just on top of it. Okay, so now let's clean it up. Just peg these together. Just flip that down, covering that gap up, and then these two will just press together. That's it. Really cool looking transformation. Now for the wings, you rotate this around and then just straighten that out and unfold that. That is actually pegged, so you know, just unpeg it. Almost there. Now to complete the look, we need the null rays, so now we use those flat pegs and peg it there. You can also use the circular pegs, but this makes the guns more pronounced, which is nice. And then lastly, we take the gun, and as you can see, there are some peg holes there and a square peg hole there that will peg on these things on the elbow as well as that one. So it's kind of hard to just plop that in. What I do is I peg this one first, and then I try to align the others after. I mean, but up to you what your preference is. That's just what I do. So there you go. And there you have Starscream in his very awesome Tetrajet mode. So let's take a closer look at the Tetrajet. It's really, this is your classic Starscream colors, and I like how they designed the Tetrajet to be different in the movie. So it retains that futuristic look, but it's definitely a Tetrajet, right? It's really cool. I love how the gun integrates very well at the bottom. So now he has like 3 blasters. Those blasters are not blast effect compatible, by the way. Kingdom blast effects, War for Cybertron blast effects, but they're cool nonetheless. Lots of details. So let's have a look at the detail. So the nose cone is open. That's pretty accurate to the movie. It's like a scoop thing, but you know, it's nice. I don't know why it needs to have a cockpit. No one's riding that cockpit anyway. What can you do? Decepticon logos show up prominently in this mode. Just close that panel up. Doesn't want to close. There you go. Really nice. And the blisters are there as well. You can't see the head, so no, but you do have visible hand syndrome there. The shoulder pylons turn into like boosters as well, which is nice. Really nice. So let's just compare it with the other Seekers. Okay, so for comparisons, here he is with Starscream. So the biggest takeaway here is the details. So there's a lot of common design elements, like where the reds are supposed to be and where the blues are supposed to be. So yeah, no hiding the fact that this is Starscream. Now let's do Blitzwing. Again, I love how different their vehicle modes are, considering how similar their robot modes are. But yeah, totally distinct alt modes. I prefer this alt mode. This alt mode, just to be clear. And lastly, here he is with the Siege Tetrajet. So this is how Hasbro brings the Tetrajet into the future, which is nice. I mean, this is a good old classic Tetrajet design, and this is how a Tetrajet would look in the real world, I guess. Real world. So yeah, really cool. Okay, so for the final thoughts, I thought I'd give you a better look at the vehicle mode, just because we focused more on the robot mode for most of the review. So yeah, what do I think? I mean, like I said yesterday, I was on the fence whether I like this guy better than Blitzwing, and that's just because Blitzwing was a lot more solid. There was some defects on the wings and all that for this guy, but having had the evening to play around with him, the morning to do the review and all that, I'm firmly in the belief that this Seeker mode is better than this one. So yeah, he is definitely better. The colors are nicer, the gunmetals are nicer, the mold itself, disregarding the colors for a bit, the mold itself is really good. I wish they'd fix the issues. I hope that issue on the wing is unique to my copy of it, because other than that, he's really good. It's a really nice figure, in my opinion, much better than the original. So yeah, that's the review. If you like that review, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. This has been Grimtrigger, and this has been the awesome Studio Series 72 Starscream from the Bumblebee movie. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.